Bitter and sweet, there is hope. I am Jaime. This is my story with my worst and my best moments of my romantic life divided into post. I think the name bitter and sweet is a good way to call it. The goal, in my way of thinking, is to give anyone who has been through or is going through now the moments I went through, give some hope that life has a better future coming your way. Just watch it and jump to catch it. Bitter. I was a military officer in the past. In my second year of profession, I received the order to deploy in another regiment in the north of my country, Chile, South America. There, single but engaged to P, who lived in the city I left. The worst days of my life began. I didn't want that transfer, but orders are orders and I must obey. My fiancé cheated on me with a professor at his university and dumped me when I was in the new regiment. I was young, 25 years old, so it hurt. My life slowly went down a hole of depression, self-pity, and stupidity. In this spiral, my professional life went from bad to worse. Year 1988. In this time I met my first wife, I'll call her G. In a discotheque, the year was 1989. We exchanged glances and smiles from a distance and with a gesture. I invited her to dance. We had a passionate night, and I thought that everything would end there, but no, not ended there. I don't know what happened to me, or maybe yes, or something like that. In that period, my emotional stability. Still in mourn for my broken engagement. At this time, a year ago, and my work capability went from low to lowest, my self-confidence low, and so on. I continued to see her from time to time, in time once a week or more. In November 1990, I resigned from the Army. We continued together months later. October 1991, we got married. Since our birthdays are the same, October 15th, on that day we contracted the bond. Only before the state. It was not a religious marriage. The first year was nice. I worked for little money, so we lived with my in-laws. During the second year of marriage, things gradually began to change, spending less time together. We both worked overtime and similar things on her part, going out with friends. Sometimes going months without intimate contact. I remember that I asked her to let me know when she went out with her friends so I wouldn't worry. On one of those outings, G called me letting me know that she would be outside in, so that I wouldn't get jealous. I replied that it's not out of jealousy because he could be talking to me about the phone on the bedside table with another man and telling me this. Silence. I said goodbye to her and wished her a good time, all this in front of my mother-in-law, who was also worried about her being late, a quiet and submissive woman who widened her eyes when I said what I said. To make it shorter, in September 1993, she called me at work telling me that she had caught me cheating on her, so she didn't want me to bother her anymore. In simple words, I felt like the world fell at my feet. I felt an arrow pierce my chest, a sharp and strong pain. I felt lost, not knowing what to do. I didn't cheat on her. I didn't get close to women. Not because she was jealous of me, but because they didn't interest me. I had my wife, and that was more than enough. A few days later, G confessed that she had another man, that he was older than me, and that he earned more than me, and that they had been together for months, and yes, that she knew I was faithful. It was an excuse to break up marriage. I asked if he was married. Yes. Have childs. Yes, even one girl about her age, 25 years old. I said, he will dump you when he knew that you are separated. Said and done. Sometime later, he dumped her. Again my world collapsed, but at least I knew the truth. Was 13 years of be sad, with my self-confidence destroyed, a zombie walking around, doing things only for doing things, women only for sex, the shadow of a man that I used to be. Sweet. Feeling sad, thinking that no one understand me. One day living in my parents' house, a female co-worker told me that the ex-girlfriend of a cousin of her gonna visit her in a few days. That she is finishing with him and other things. I shrugged my shoulders and appreciated his comment. Few days later, that girl appear. I call her C. When I was working and needed to passing nearby to leave some merchandise. I apologize for bothering. But I had to go through that place. She looked at me and smiled kindly, and she apologized for being in the way. I couldn't bear that look and smile. Something electric ran down my back, and I felt embarrassed. Hours later, asked to my coworker that she could invite to our reunions on a pub various of the supermarket workers. We were going to a pub and close it and make parties. One day she accepted and arrived. She was simple dress, but for me, she looks like Lady D, R.I.P. but better. I don't know what to do, so I stayed in silence. Feeling not worth even looking at her, nervous, feeling sorry for myself. No, I can't. How long do you work with my friend? She asked me. Now we are together about 20 years. Love, trust, honesty, support, friendship, happiness, good and bad moments, with or without money. Nothing matters if we are together. Always there is hope. Believe me.